I'm Captain Logan.
I'm Eric.
And welcome to the Captain's Log. Eric and I are going to talk for about half an hour about as much news as we can get done in that amount of time from the last 3 weeks. So some of these things will be things that you've known about for quite a while, and things that I have probably talked about some on the Captain's Log, but we will get Eric's thoughts about them
Captain Logan Show
as well. Did I say Captain's Log? This is the Captain's Log. On the Captain Logan Show! Live! Wednesday nights at 9 o'clock. Check it out. You will hear me make all kinds of mistakes just like the one I just made. And now, like Deadpool versus Daredevil, I don't know the difference, apparently. And now, the news. So, Eric, I talked some about the Dark Phoenix trailer. How did you feel about the Dark Phoenix trailer?
Boy, it seems weird that someone never read comic books and thinks X-Men 3 is a good representation of that material and just wasn't executed well.
That's what you would think just looking at it. Now let me amend that and say, isn't it weird that we know there's cosmic in that movie and they didn't show it to us?
Well, it's weird that he keeps saying there's cosmic, because he said that before that trailer. He said that a year ago. He's like, no, it's very strange.
He's promising a direct adaptation, which is not what that trailer looks like. But I can tell you that's
not true from the trailer.
Yeah.
Jean didn't have the Phoenix when she was a kid.
Well, how do you know it's the Phoenix, though?
I guess she could just be powerful. That seems weird to double beat that. Like from X-Men 3.
I agree with that. It's also weird that, well, and we also did the same thing with Apocalypse, where there's the Phoenix, right? Like they did that too.
It's also weird that we do the big Phoenix bird, but in this movie or in this trailer we don't see that. It's not even called X-Men. It's called Dark Phoenix, and we don't see the Phoenix.
Yeah, no,
that's weird. Also, Bull, it's a direct adaptation. You're not gonna have the Hellfire Club. There's no way we go to Shi'ar, right?
Yeah, I mean, like, he didn't use the phrase direct adaptation, but he said, like, if you read those comics or he said this specifically, or I think, if memory serves, or watched the episodes of the cartoon show, it's what you remember. I mean, that's what he said.
I just don't believe him.
There might be things he leaves out, but it's still more or less that story.
Okay, well, we'll see. We'll see if that's true.
I mean,
because he has been saying that for a while.
Yeah.
And that trailer, I was like, okay, so it's just not what you said it was.
And if that is what it is, I'm just baffled that you'd sell it that way.
Yeah.
Makes no sense.
Yeah, I think it looks like an X-Men
Better
movie.
X3.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe better X3.
Yeah.
It just looks like an X-Men. It doesn't... I don't know, it doesn't look like anything, really. Like, it doesn't look terrible.
Well, and if you want,
it doesn't have me jazzed the way the Apocalypse trailer did.
If you want to just release a teaser, then just release a teaser. Don't give us as much as it looks like you gave us, and then there's so much more that would actually sell the movie, right? Like, just give us a couple glimpses and be done with it.
Mm-hmm.
Give us a full trailer later.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not...
Because it didn't jazz me, and then he started talking again, and I was like, well, maybe it will be better than it looks. I don't know why you're selling it that way.
Yeah, I also remember things that he said about Apocalypse before that movie came out, where he talked about how big and cosmic that was going to be, and you have to just lean into it.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't trust a thing Simon Kinberg says.
That's fair. And who knows what a movie directed by him is even going to be like.
Okay, we'll see. It doesn't look incompletely directed.
Not
it
so
looks
far.
fine. I didn't see any boom mics. It just, based on the trailer, like ignoring that interview, but just based on the trailer, it looks like they're remaking X3, and that's the biggest mistake you could possibly... Everyone's not going to read that interview. Why would you cut a trailer that looks like an X3 remake? That just seems like a huge mistake to me.
Oh, yeah. No,
from a marketing standpoint.
Yeah. No, interviews don't help the general public. Mm-mm. And it's, like, it's not always a bad sign that... It's not always a sign that your movie's going to suck, but it's unfortunate when you have to respond with a trailer like that, because you have to know that people are going to react that way. Well, anyway. Yeah. Norman Breyfogle passed away a few weeks ago.
Very sad.
That was super sad. I've talked about it in some of the Captain Logan show. He was 58.
That's tragic.
He was really young. I didn't realize that. I thought he was a little bit older when I talked to him a few years ago when I interviewed him. I didn't realize he was that young.
No, that's crazy.
Like, I had no idea. And I had heard like a couple of years ago he was getting sick.
Yeah, you told me that.
I haven't looked into it. I don't know what exactly he had, but it sounds like he was battling something for a while.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah. So, my favorite Batman artist, for anybody who doesn't know what we're talking about, during the like Nightfall and pre-Nightfall era.
Yeah. You work with Alan Grant a lot.
Mid-late 80s.
Alan Grant was
yeah.
this guy.
Yeah, and they co-created Ventriloquist together.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Did you want to talk at all about the Birds of Prey movie casting? You and I talked about that together a little bit, where you just said you thought it was kind of weird.
Yeah, I'd forgotten about that. One of them is perfect, the other one's weird.
I don't know their names right off.
One of them's perfect, and the other one's weird. I want to say it's a good huntress and a bad black canary, or just a weird black canary, but I could be wrong. Because I knew one of them. And I was like, oh no, that's spot on casting. That makes perfect sense.
Sorry, folks. I'm being boring because I'm trying to find these names. I just didn't happen to have them written down here. Journey Smollett Bell and Mary Elizabeth Winstead.
Oh yes, of course, Mary Elizabeth Winstead.
That's Huntress.
Okay, so she makes perfect sense. You just saw her in 10 Cloverfield Lane, and she's in Scott Pilgrim.
Oh yeah, no, that's a good choice.
Yeah, no, that's a really good choice.
Yeah.
The other one I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know her either. So that's what we have to say about that.
Yeah.
But we got casting news about that, and apparently Cassandra Cain's supposed to be in that movie, which I didn't realize.
That's cool.
Yeah. So I want to be excited about that. I mean, obviously, I love Birds of Prey. Like I should be over the moon about this. I just, not sure about, DC stuff at the moment.
Just cut Harley Quinn out of it, and I'll be over the moon.
Yeah, because it feels like. Are you where I'm at with that, where it feels like if it's a DC movie... I mean, they're just announcing things. We haven't had any female-led DC movies yet, besides, Suicide Squad with her. But, it feels like if it's a female-led movie, she's got to be in it.
Yeah. No, and specifically with the DC universe, and this isn't fair at all, especially that actress.
I bet Batgirl would have forced her in if that movie got made. Maybe not. Maybe
it
that's
feels
not
like
fair.
it taints it, right? Like, do you have that where it's like, well, Suicide Squad was terrible... She's going to be in these other things, and they're also going to be bad.
No, I don't have that necessarily.
Okay.
Because...
And that's not fair,
it's just
but I feel like that's my knee-jerk reaction.
It's just whoever's writing and directing them, and if Warner Brothers is actually, Because, obviously, the guy who directed Suicide Squad was a good director, but it's just, are they going to have too many mandates and kind of control the project too much? So no, I don't have that. It just feels like they don't. But it feels like they don't trust their properties. It's like we have this one thing that we know is popular.
Yeah.
And we better force that in as much stuff as we possibly can.
Yeah.
So that already feels like micromanaging from the beginning. I don't know. PG-13 Deadpool 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
Milk more money out of it around Christmas. It's not going to be a giant release. It's going to be 2 days.
It's just so weird.
It's really strange.
I love the framing device. I love adult Fred Savage doing Princess Bride. I think that's hilarious.
Oh, is that what they're doing?
Yes.
I knew there was a framing device, and I knew that they were shooting new footage for it. But that's
they got Fred Savage to dress like he did in Princess Bride, sit in the same room he did in Princess Bride, and Deadpool's going to read the story to him like the grandfather in Princess Bride. That's hilarious.
Yeah, no, that's funny. And might be worth seeing it just for that. I will probably go because I'm curious.
Maybe this will be the definitive kind of Deadpool 2.
Maybe so. Maybe they'll use. Maybe they'll because I talked about the Super Duper Cut last show. Eric, maybe what they'll do is they'll cut in a bunch of other takes, even, that we didn't see before, and the more wholesome takes are the funniest ones, and then...
one of my funniest jokes in the first movie is a completely wholesome joke, where when his hands are all broken, he's like, for thousands of years, the T-Rex was king.
That was the best. That's really funny. I will see it because, you might say, well, Cap, you shouldn't support this because you don't want Deadpool to be sold to kids. I'm not going to take my kids. I will see it because I want to see how they cut it. Because I'm just curious as to whether or not you can even pull that off. I think it's kind of fun to attempt it, still for an adult audience, but I still don't really love the idea of kids seeing Deadpool things just because I don't want, I've talked about this a lot, but I don't want, kiddie Deadpool things so that then kids think it's okay to look at that character, because they're gonna want to watch the real movies, and it's just so not for them. You know, like that's my only thing about that. And some people are worried.
It's also weird that it's 2 and not 1.
Yeah, I mean, without seeing it, but the rebuttal for that is, well, but thematically they made a big deal out of it being a family film. Like, that's why they're doing that.
Oh, I hadn't even put that together.
Yeah.
Wait, how can Deadpool narrate a story in which he's also fourth wall breaking, talking to the... I guess we just cut all that, right?
Maybe they don't. But that would be weird.
That would be weird!
Or maybe they'll add new fourth wall breaking things where he's just talking to Fred Savage, like, during it? I don't know how that ends up. And what if it's, like, 65 minutes long?
What? I want it to be an almost completely different third cut.
So do I.
I want to believe that they just have so much footage, they just keep recutting this movie.
Yeah, and then that would be fun. But I feel weird. I hesitate. I mean, I feel weird about PG-13 Deadpool. Some people are worried that this means that they're thinking about doing more Deadpool movies as PG-13. Like, Ryan Reynolds has assured everyone that's not what's going on, and that Disney is not the reason this is happening. We'll see if that holds true. I doubt very seriously if they release, you know, initially PG-13.
I'm also interested to know what happens to
movies.
this cut. Like, do they release it?
Is it going to come on
Is there going to be another Blu-ray? Will it be a separate release, or will they re-release the Super Duper cut, also including...
Boy, I mean, just selfishly, I just bought that, so I hope I can buy that by itself. But then at the same time, you want the other movie on it so that, you know, if people buy it for the first time, they just have
Yeah,
that.
yeah, you don't want people later to have to buy...
That's annoying. Well, and also, part of the reason, I guess, also I'll go see it is just in case they don't release it. Which I think is doubtful, but what if?
I would love that. I would love if we finally
never released it?
If we finally had something in the modern day digital era that, like, you can only get at, like, cons or, like, burned DVDs. We don't have that anymore.
I don't have a lot to say about this except cool. I'm excited about it, I guess. Gal Gadot is going to be in the Orient Express sequel.
Yeah, no, that is exciting.
So that's cool.
I
forgot to write it down.
River Styx? No.
This is why I didn't say it, because now I have to look it up and tell people. Like, there's an Orient
Death on
Express
the River
sequel.
Nile. Death on the River Nile.
Okay, is that what it is?
Yes.
Yeah. I never read those books, so I don't know them.
I'm familiar with some of the titles.
She's in that. Moving on. We've known this for a while, and I've been talking about it. Jared Leto is Morbius.
Yeah.
Is that recent?
That can't be right.
That I put this on this list? Interesting.
No, there's no way that's that recent. Maybe it's just that it's coming out so soon, and that he's going to bring the same level of dedication and authenticity to the role that he did the Joker.
Or maybe it was
Get excited, everyone.
Or maybe it was that they were talking to him, and it finally was for sure. Maybe that's why this is on this list. I put this list over 3 weeks, so sometimes I don't know why I write things down. We found out that apparently Zack Snyder was going to kill off Batman in Justice League.
Yes.
That was a thing.
And then the theory is that he would have killed off Wonder Woman in Justice League Part 2.
Everybody dies. Somebody dies in each movie. Do they keep bringing them back? Do they only bring back Superman?
That's what it sounds like.
That's preposterous.
No, he's an idiot.
I'm really glad that didn't keep going.
That would have been obnoxious.
It's unfortunate that we're in this bizarre limbo where we're not even going to be totally sure what counts where, but if the movies are good, I don't care. At this point, forget about your shared universe. Just make movies for right now. If your movies are good and you can connect them later, do that. I know I've said this before, but Wonder Woman. I don't know if you've heard me say this. I said this on the Captain.
Just assume every movie exists in the universe with superheroes. Don't do any more where it's like, I don't know what a superhero is. I have powers. That's crazy.
Yeah,
just don't do that.
And then anything can fit, and you're okay.
Yeah, just say superheroes exist.
Yeah, and don't contradict anything specifically about major superheroes that we've already had in movies. Just don't contradict anything.
Yeah.
And then you can put things together easily.
Yeah.
No, that's absolutely right, yeah. No, the thing that makes it complicated is that Wonder Woman was successful. If that had sucked and nobody liked it, you could scrap everything. But the problem is that was huge, and also that Suicide Squad performed. and they're gonna do a sequel to that, and it won't forget the first movie. And
the success of that movie is merchandising, right? Like, that movie did okay. That movie has made, like, bank on Joker and Harley merch.
did I think 750? No, it did really well.
Did you really? I thought you did okay.
No, it did really well.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know ultimately how much money they spent advertising it, because they had a huge advertising campaign, but 750 against the, what, 150,
Yeah.
$200
Yeah,
million
that's
budget,
not bad.
whatever
Yeah.
it was. Like, no, it did really well.
Okay.
I mean, they made a big deal out of how much better it was over expectations. Like, you could tell Warner's was really excited about that. That's why they're pushing Harley Quinn. I'll tell you right now, if that hadn't performed as well as it did at the box office and it was just merchandising, and also, we know the merchandising didn't sell that well. The merchandise didn't sell that well.
I feel like that Harley stuff must be moving like crazy.
Maybe
right?
the Harley stuff, but a lot of that Joker stuff, people couldn't move.
That's true.
No, you had a lot of stuff from that movie that you couldn't move.
Probably only the Harley stuff.
Like,
sold.
maybe they did well enough to break even, but like, there's no way that was that was better than box office. And I'm telling you right now, if the box office wasn't great, they wouldn't be trying to force her down our throats the way they are.
I guess you're right.
Like,
for some
they
reason
keep
I was
announcing Harley Quinn movies.
Yeah, for some reason I was under the impression that movie didn't do that well. But
Yeah.
Okay.
Hellboy got pushed back
Oh, I didn't know that.
by a few months.
Okay.
And
Hopefully that's not a big deal.
yeah, I'm not sure why, but it got pushed back a little bit. And then we had that poster, which I talked about on the Captain Logan show.
With that awful tagline.
You don't like the tagline, yeah. I don't care for it either.
The poster's cool, and it looks like a couple of images that I immediately recognize from the comics.
Oh,
so.
cool.
Yeah.
So that's nice. I'll just try to get that date here real quick, if I can.
That also feels like it should be an October movie, especially because it's going to be rated R and more horror focused.
Yeah, no kidding. I'll try to pull that up in a second. I'm having issues with my phone here. Superman 78 and Mask of the Phantasm are both going to be in theaters in November, which I'm stoked for. Both movies I never have gotten to see in the theater. You'd think by now, Fathom or somebody would have shown Superman and I would have gotten to see that by now.
Yeah.
But I haven't. Batman 89 I have.
Yeah.
But not Superman. And Mask of the Phantasm I didn't see when it came out in the theater, because they advertised it horribly and none of us knew. So, it will be getting my money and I will be going to both of those. That's very exciting. So look up those dates. That's a Fathom thing. So Fathom always charges more. It's going to be like $15 a ticket, but it's worth it. I want to see those in the theater. We've got a new trailer for Into the Spiderverse. I don't know if you wanted to comment on it at all.
No, it looks good. That Peter Parker's a jerk.
What do you say that?
He immediately shows up. He's like, "Your universe is trash. I'm the real Spider-Man. Let me tell you how to do things." I don't like him.
We haven't had enough of him yet for me to comment on that. I don't know.
He seems real full of himself. I don't know. I'm not about that. Otherwise, it looks fine. I'm excited.
But I think there's every possibility they're doing a thing with that, because we know from the scene that they showed after Venom that there was a Peter Parker that was Spider-Man in Miles' universe, and he has died, and he inspired Miles Morales. It looks to me like this Peter Parker from another universe is washed out.
Yeah.
And maybe he's gonna learn how to get back to his old self again throughout. Maybe he's supposed to be a jerk. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah. No. That's. I don't have a problem with that.
I think that's probably what's going on.
But that's my takeaway from that trailer. It's like, Peter Parker's just kind of a jerk.
Less responsible people. But I kind of like the idea of a 35-year-old Peter Parker who's just kind of given up and is screw everything and look what the Parker luck has brought me. I'm all disheveled and messed up and.
My last name's Morales. I can't. I won't have that problem.
That could be fun.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah. No. He looks good.
Yeah, I think it looks really good, and I'm just really excited about all the different comic styles in the different universes. That they're actually making the Spider-Gwen universe look like the Spider-Gwen universe. That's really cool. But I talked about that some in the Captain Logan show. Apparently, the next Avengers movie is going to be Chris Evans' last movie. I don't know if you read that.
I did read that, and a lot of people were saying a lot of people were trying to speculate that it wouldn't be. I was like, no, he says he's not renewing his contract. Like, he will not be in more movies. I guess maybe
for
they
the
could
foreseeable
renegotiate
future.
later. Yeah.
No, he has said he's willing to like pop in later on, but he's not going to sign a contract where he has to be in a bunch of movies. Like this doesn't mean that he will never see him play the role again. It means there won't be more Captain America movies with him.
And he probably won't be in Avengers.
He's probably not going to be in Avengers movies unless it's just for a cameo or something.
Which basically leaves him open for exactly what you want him to do, to just be the new Nick Fury.
That's what I want.
Yeah.
Yeah, but also. This tells me, and I don't think I'm reading too far into this, that he definitely does not die.
Yeah.
In that movie.
Yeah.
Because he's
like,
there
wouldn't be any question about
I'm open to coming back.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. You don't hear Downey saying that, and Downey could very that character could very well die in the next movie. We keep saying that. I think it's inevitable Tony dies. I think we've been setting that up so hard.
No, I agree. Also,
maybe not, but I'll be real surprised.
New potential titles keep getting leaked.
Right.
Avengers Annihilation and The Last Avenger.
Yep. Last Avenger is interesting because that's one of the ones I've heard so far that I can kind of, sort of get, depending on what the story is, why you wouldn't want to leak it.
I also get Annihilation in the... Well, the second they reveal that title, everyone on the internet's going to tell everyone else what that means.
Yeah, sure. So that's fair too.
Yeah.
But like Last
It'd be weird
Avenger,
to have Annihilus as the villain, but whatever.
Yeah, Last Avenger suggests possibly like time travel to the future or something.
Yeah.
And if that's what it ended up being, you'd almost have to see the movie before you would understand if there is a reason why we waited so long. But if that's the sort of thing they were doing, like, you get why you would want to.
Kang has to be in this movie, right? If you're doing time travel in the Avengers movie.
That's what you, as a comic book fan that have read this stuff, would assume. I'm not going to assume that.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess you can just do time gem stuff. I don't know, that just seems weird.
Well, time gem and also the tunnel thing from Ant-Man.
That doesn't give you time travel. It doesn't give you backwards time travel, right?
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
It seemed like they were setting something up with that.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
But yeah. You know me, I always have a wait-and-see attitude. Like, I'm not going to assume anything.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can just assume they'll do Kang.
No, but I was just kind of thinking, like, oh, yeah, sure, there's time travel.
And also, it would be weird if, like, waiting on the title and keeping things really tight-lipped was because of Kang, because, like, that's a big deal to people like you that read Avengers. Nobody knows who that is. That's the kind of character that if you wanted to make a big deal out of, you would have played like Thanos and you'd set him up. Like, nobody knows who that is.
Yeah. I mean, Ultron was kind of like that, too.
What do you mean?
Like, nobody knew who Ultron was.
Well, that's true, but they didn't... I mean, he was in an Avengers movie, but he wasn't, like, a big, major, be-all, end-all thing. Like they played Thanos as.
Yeah, no, you're right.
That was a one-off movie. Like,
it's gonna be weird.
This is a bigger event thing.
But if anybody else is...
Ultron might have felt like an event at the time, but compared to this, it's not.
But anyone that they make the villain will be weird, right? Assuming Thanos isn't the villain of the second movie.
Yeah.
Anyone that, like...
I have not considered even speculating about who the villain is in that movie.
I mean, if it's called Annihilation, I think it would be a safe bet to assume it's Annihilus, because what else would you do? But that would be weird to just all of a sudden be like, oh, there's this other space guy who's bad. And he has the Annihilation wave.
Well, I also keep thinking it's possible they go ahead and do Skrulls this early. And that's not a big thing we're building to. Like they could do that, or this could just be the Skrulls movie, and then that's your villain, and then...
Yeah. But again, like, it's not built up to the way we did Thanos. We spent a decade building up to Thanos, and then, like, he doesn't even get the whole two-part story.
I know, yeah.
It's weird. Yeah.
But it's not two parts, Eric!
No, it's not.
Yeah. Apparently there's a Dark Avengers movie in development.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What do you...
I'm not sure.
You don't... Bullseye, Norman Osborn... I guess those are the only two you don't immediately... Venom. Three of the major Dark Avengers are not... You don't have access to.
Yeah, I don't even know who they would be.
Yeah. Dakin. You don't have Dakin.
That's true.
You just have Moonstone. Or whatever her name is.
I mean, unless...
Yeah, I mean, it could just be a completely different team.
Real quick we put the X-Men in this universe.
Boy, I'm way more interested in it if it's Thunderbolts. Like, it's a similar premise,
you'd
but...
probably just call it Dark Avengers because that sounds like a thing.
You're probably right.
That people that you could sell on. Right, for the exact reason that the Defenders weren't the Defenders.
But I would love if they did Thunderbolts the way it was done. Because I don't know if you know the original comics, you don't know their villains till the end of issue 1. And they sold it like it was a new superhero book. I would love it if we sold a superhero movie where the big reveal is, by the way, all the superheroes are actually villains in disguise.
So, looking at this, it's difficult to tell whether or not we're kind of in rumor territory with the Dark Avengers movie, so take that with a grain of salt. That may or may not actually be happening.
Marvel seems to be doing a lot more spitballing than they did up until this point. Like, where it's like, maybe we might do an all-female Black Panther. Maybe we might do...
back when we had a 7-movie plan, or a 7-year plan.
We seemed a lot more ethereal than we did.
And I think Inhumans and things like that have something to do with that, where it's like, well, we've announced things that didn't end up happening.
Just that one.
And I guess it was just that. Well, but also,
and we added
the reverse of that, we added Spider-Man, where it's like, well, we don't want to look like Warner Brothers, so...
It's just weird they keep... This wasn't a thing 2 years ago.
Kick things around.
Yeah. At least if it was, we didn't hear about them.
Yeah. So, but we know nothing about that if it's even a thing that they're actually talking about. So
sure.
I know as much now as I did before. Okay, we've got a couple minutes left, Eric, and then we'll go on to letters pages. Sorry, my phone's acting a little sluggish all of a sudden. It's thinking. Okay. James Gunn is officially writing Suicide Squad 2.
Which is interesting because I'm pretty sure in the last Omnibus we reported that we officially finished writing the script for Suicide Squad 2.
Did we really? I don't even
remember because I made the joke, well, we can't even say that about the first film. And then you laughed.
Did that happen?
Yeah, it happened.
To go back and find that footage and see if that actually really happened.
They announced that they finished writing the script for Suicide Squad 2. Then they announced...
I remember there was some kind of news about, like, it was definitely happening now again, or there was somebody attached to it. I don't remember anything about a script.
I was pretty sure that they announced they finished the script.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
And now James Gunn's ready.
You're probably right, but I don't
I mean, I could be wrong. It's 4 in the morning, but...
It is for sure that he's writing it. I'm sure it's a foregone conclusion that he's directing it. I don't think we know that for sure.
Boy, it's disappointing, though. We tried to make one of your movies. It didn't work. Can you make it? It's just... It's the most obvious place for them to put him.
It is.
We came up with so many better places to put him.
Especially because, in some ways, that felt like a reaction to Guardians.
No, it did. It felt like they were trying to make a Guardians movie.
Yeah.
And he doesn't get to build any of those characters up from the ground up. He doesn't get to create those characters.
Well, he might add some people.
Yeah, but he's still stuck with... I would assume he's stuck with...
With the major ones anyway.
Deadshot.
Assuming Will Smith comes back and Harley Quinn, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, hopefully this means it's a better movie than what we got before. I mean, I'm sure if they let him do his job, he'll make an okay movie.
Yeah.
But, like, I'm not super stoked about it. Like you said, because I like to see him do something different.
Mm-hmm. Well, and you specifically wanted him to do something cosmic. You wanted him to do what he would have made for Marvel.
Kinda.
And, like, beat them at their own game, kind of.
That's kind of what I wanted to see.
Yeah.
But anyway.
It'd also be great if they let him make Suicide Squad 2 arc.
Yeah, it would. So, this is the last thing I want to talk about. Let me make sure there's nothing else really major that we should mention. You wanted to talk about the Good Omens trailer. We should probably make sure and bring that.
Oh, it looks great. It looks fantastic. Yeah. Good Omens is one of those projects that is always in development, and so I didn't realize it was actually coming out. And then I saw a thing. It's like
we have a trailer now, and it's definitely happening.
Yeah, it was from a week ago, and I was like, I didn't realize this was really happening. Finally, it looks great. David Tennant's perfect casting, as is Michael Sheen. I love Michael Sheen.
I mean, the cast is choke a horse. It's crazy.
No,
Michael McKean's in that. Like,
yeah.
Watt.
Yeah, John Hamm's playing Angel Gabriel.
And I don't think Neil Gaiman's ever show-ran anything, has he? Like, show-ran?
As far as I'm aware, he's now... Well, he wrote Neverwhere, but he didn't show-run that. So, yeah, no, he's never show-run. That was my... I thought I misread that. I was like, oh, no, he's show-running this. And he's writing it.
And this is for Amazon, and they've had a really good track record lately. It looks like in some ways my kind of thing. Like, I'm really excited about it.
No, and it is. Having read the book, it's absolutely your kind of thing.
Okay,
it's Douglas Adams, but like heaven and hell. No, it's really fun.
And I mean, I've spent some time with the heaven hell thing.
Yeah,
well. So that's exciting. But yeah, I thought the trailer looked really funny, and Tenet's doing his Tenet thing, man.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm baffled and confused and dismayed about the Kraven thing. I don't know what's going on there. It's not just the weirdness of it's going to be based on Last Hunt, which, yeah, of course you're going to say that. It's the only thing anybody's ever heard of.
Mm.
And
it looks
That's darker. Yeah, and it looks dark, like you know, it's a real dark story, and it's going to be in the Venomverse, and that's started off as
Sony's
really dark
cinematic universe of Marvel characters.
Yeah, they should just call it their dark universe of Marvel characters. And so, like, that's all. And they're saying that it's an origin thing. So it's an origin thing based on Last Hunt, where he kills himself at the end.
Yeah,
that's all weird. But the thing I really don't understand is that Spider-Man is in it.
Yeah.
What? What is happening? Is it MCU Spider-Man? Is it a new Spider-Man that they're making up?
Well,
like, what is it?
Not knowing exactly how the contract falls.
We already talked about this a little bit on our Venom spoiler cast.
Yeah,
but
not knowing exactly how the contract falls. If that movie goes into production after the Tom Holland contract is up at Marvel, whatever Sony's contract with Marvel is, it's possible they're just thinking ahead. And that is them for sure telling us, yeah, the second that contract is up, we are taking him back.
What's weird is that everybody involved in these things keeps talking about it really nonchalantly, like we should all know what's happening and how it works. Mm-hmm. It's weird, but like nobody's talking to each other.
Remember,
right? Like, they
remember
don't
that happened
either.
with Amy Pascal.
I know.
With Kevin Feige right next to her.
That's part of why I'm saying that, yeah.
She's a crazy person. She needs to be fired.
Where she's like, oh, it's part of MCU. It's like, no, it's not. Don't say that.
They need to demote her down to the mailroom.
But yeah, the guy writing Kraven was real nonchalant about it. Where he was like, oh yeah, and like he's gonna face off against Spider-Man, and I'm like, how does that work? And it makes me wonder how exactly their contract works right now. Where like, are they allowed to do movies with Spider-Man in them while Marvel has that character? But then if they could, why didn't they do that with Venom?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I would think not. Because why in the world would you make a Venom movie without Spider-Man if you didn't have to?
Yep.
That seemed like a necessary thing, and it seemed like... It does not seem like convenient timing that they had to get out an animated Spider-Man the same year that they did Venom. Mm. Where it's like, we must have something with Spider-Man in the title that says Sony on it.
Mm. Yeah, I don't know.
I'm absolutely baffled by that whole thing.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, that's going to do it for the Captain's Log. We're going to move on now to the final segment of the Geekvolution Omnibus, and we're going to answer a few of your questions related to Halloween or horror things. So stick around, folks. We are almost finished, and we'll see you in just a second after this break, if you're watching in the Omnibus playlist. I'm Captain Logan.
I'm Mark.
See you in a bit.